Hi everybody, it's January 15th. Usually I plant bulbs later if I'm gonna plant them, and last year was kind of late, and we were already supposed to plant the summer pots and containers, and I still had tulips, and it was just kind of messy. So this season I planted everything earlier. Like last week, I think I put my tulips because they're from Netherlands. I put them in pots. So after they stop blooming, I collect them and I keep them for the next season. And the reason for that is that I feel like I don't know when is the next time I'm gonna be able to go to the airport because I had a connection last year and I got bunch and they were so beautiful. I shared before on my Instagram account and I'm gonna share again. They were absolutely spectacular, and if I can get more, actually, I'll plant my whole yard. They're just phenomenal, phenomenal. So anyway, with that being said, I'm trying to plant more plants right now that are suggested on the cover of the instructions, not the cover, the back of the instructions. And I usually am a person who is ignoring all the instructions, and I think it's time to kind of start following. But with that being said, I will make a mistakes. I make mistakes, but I'm trying to kind of learn. And the other thing is like I feel like every season I'm changing my mind on where certain things I want it to be. And one of the biggest kind of I feel not the biggest lessons, but it's way easier to take care of a garden that has the perennials. Perennials are coming every year. I'm just explaining this for somebody who doesn't know. It's way easier to have a lot of perennials because they're coming up and you don't have to plant the whole garden. But I do like mixture of both because they're going to be blooming at different times. um, so one thing I definitely am going to do, I want to do a border of lavender because honestly, like I planted lavender for my business and it never stopped blooming. I took care of it. I tried to trim it a couple of times, but it never stopped blooming. It's so beautiful. It smells great. It looks fantastic. I just have to figure out which variety I wanna get, and I do know that I can propagate because I did propagate um, one of the lavenders from the business I propagated here. But the plants are so small, it's gonna take so long to grow, and I feel like I might buy a little bit bigger just to set it up. But I don't know. I think like in front of the roses there, I probably will put in front like lavender. I think it's gonna be really beautiful. That's one of the options. The other one is um, some kind of evergreen boxwood or something. I don't know. I think the lavender is way easier to take care. Plus, it blooms. It has blooms all the time. I mean, it has blooms here with us in California. Um, and then where this tree is, the cherry tree. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. The cherry tree. I have bunch of different like flowers. Let me carry my phone with me. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this. So in this garden, I have a salvia, I have a bunch of other plants here. I have rose, I have the butterfly bush on the back, and those have been great. I have a Russian sage, and honestly, look, Russian sage is a beautiful plant. I never really appreciated last season because it was between the whole mess here. And I think this season I have to get rid of some like plants that are here. I don't know why they're here. They're just, yeah, I don't know, they just self-planted itself. But this is the messy garden, that's what I call it. And on the other side where the boxes, where the raised beds are, you can see it. I'm gonna tilt it so you guys can see it. I think on the bottom, I'm gonna plant probably, I like salvia. I love salvia. I think I'm gonna plant a variety that stays lower. And on the back, I'm planting on doing like some dahlias or something that are not getting too high, so it's not going to interfere with whatever I plant over there. As for the Eden Climber, it was the yeah, Eden Climber. I'm gonna cut some of those um, growths because they're gonna come this way, and sometimes the kids are playing. I don't want them to get like kind of smack in the face with the rose because I had a major issue last season when I was trimming roses and stuff, and uh, some of the branches left were on the floor on the ground, and I went through it and scratched my leg. Then I have major issues, and I'm gonna create a separate video. I want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. This is so serious, and I never even understood the severity of that. So I gotta kind of just trim two of those, and then on the other side, I'm gonna show you. I'm removing this rose here because it doesn't do anything to me, and you can see I cracked the pot. Oh, I cracked the pot because I was trying to remove it with not the right tools. Anyway, I'm gonna remove it, and I feel like I might plant some spring cute plants. I don't know. I haven't figured out. And sometimes I just want to plant and see how it's gonna look like, and maybe in the next season I figure something else. And this is the garden with the roses. Those three of them are no, I have four actually. Four, no, they're three. Three iceberg roses. This one is different color. I don't even know the kind. And behind we have lime, lemon, and that wasn't a plum tree. That was a what was that? Like I got it from Costco last year, and we had a bunch of figs. It was incredibly delicious. So anyway, I'm gonna plant this with probably lavender. That's my goal. I want it to be. I think I want one of my gardens to be a little bit more tidy and to take care of less of the kind of the grass and all this kind of. I just the cleaning part of the gardens is actually the hardest part because you see, like it's just the grass comes everywhere and the weeds and everything. So I think that's my least favorite part, but probably every gardener's is like this. And what else? My camellias are going to start blooming, and I think I created a video the other day. They're absolutely phenomenal. And I have one over there and one over there. They're going to be blooming. And now I'm going to start with just planting whatever I can plant because later on I got to go and work and I don't have that much time. This is the dahlia I'm gonna plant right now, and it says that I can start planting between January and April, and I'm just gonna do it right now. Yep. So this is how they're selling the roots of the dahlia, and if you leave it in the ground, this is how it's gonna look like. But you can also separate them, and then they're gonna create their own, flowers. So I've looked some videos. I'm gonna try to cut them and plant them separately. Let's see how that's gonna go. You're technically supposed to cut it right here, and that's not gonna interfere with the plant. I'm assuming that I'm doing it right. Okay, so I planted the dahlia and I put some of this stuff that I got from Costco. I just don't have currently anything that is good for flowers. I gotta buy from the store, and then I'm gonna continue with my certain tasks I gotta do. I gotta cut some of the dead flowers. Um, yeah, and I'll see you guys in my next video, and maybe a lot of things are gonna be blooming. So